What on earth is Mr. Ogden playing at?
Sounds as if the battery's gone flat, Mrs. Walker.
It was OK yesterday.
Yeah.
So were a lot of things, love. There's folk who were OK yesterday will be dead today. Have you got the choke out, Stanley?
It's not the choke. It's the battery. It's platinum pancake.
You'll have to give me a shove.
I can't keep getting on and off lorries.
What, you're supposed to be shaper tensing and you can't climb off a lorry?
Oh.
Right, let me give you a hand down, Mrs. Walker.
Well, this sort of thing completely destroys the dignity of the occasion.
Can I give you a hand to get down, Mrs. Sharples?
I'm not shifting. If and when I get off this lorry, I am not coming back.
We are not amused, eh, Mrs. Sharples?
We're going to miss a parade. You do realise that?
It does seem as if the fates are against you, Mrs. Walker.
Right, get shoving.
Well, take the handbrake off, Stanley.
It is off.
There's no good getting worked up about it. Que sera, sera.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Least said, soonest mended.
You do realise, I hope, that we shall be the laughing stock of all Weatherfield.
Hey, we'll let her wrap this in, lads. We're getting exactly nowhere here.
Yeah, well, let's not panic.
We're not panicking, Alf. Well, not much, anyway.
Hey, I know. Why didn't I think of it before? Annie, love, where's your car?
Hey, you want to see Annie Walker's face? Talk about thunder. Hey, and there's your great Auntie Ina, look. Yes, and there's your Uncle Ernest and your Auntie Emily. You like them, don't you? Hey, you wouldn't mind stopping with them for the weekend while your mum and dad go down London, would you?
Give it a rest, Ray.
What?
We're not leaving with the bishops, so stop prattling on about it.
Well, what have you got against them? You don't mind them when they babysit for us?
Well, that's only for a couple of hours, isn't it? I've got nothing against them, honestly. It's just that I couldn't leave Tracy with him for the weekend. I just couldn't. There's only me mum. I trust with her for that length of time.
Yeah, well, we haven't got your mum, have we? What we have got is a couple of tickets for a free weekend in London. Don't you fancy it?
Well, of course I fancy it.
Well, then let Emily have Tracy. Flipping heck, they're on the telephone. You can keep in touch all the time.
No!
Look, now go along, the lot of you. Go on. Get off my coach, but go on. Every one of you. Do be careful, Mr. Ogden.
There's no danger, Mrs. Walker. I can't get a shock of the car battery.
I was thinking more of my coach work.
I could, you'd think it were flipping Coronation coach, not just her old banger.
Oh, Hilda, you do love to flirt with death.
Well, where's all this going to get us, anyway?
Well, according to Alf, Annie's battery should feed the lorry's battery and start it.
Oh, I see, said the blind man.
Try it now, Stan.
Fingers crossed.
Well, nothing seems to be happening.
I should think that's obvious to everyone.
Afraid there's been a bit of a complication, Annie. We seem to have flattened your battery as well. The lorry's taken all your juice.
You mean that you've managed to flatten my battery as well? My car won't start now.
No.
I've seen that before. I knew that was going to happen.
Then why on earth didn't you say so?
Well, it's not my place, is it? Anyway, you don't like people interfering, do you?
Hey, when you've all finished, why don't you come along here and give me a hand to get down off this float? I can see we're not going to join that Jubilee procession, not today, any road.
We're not beaten yet, Mrs. Sharples.
We are, you know.
Look, Fred G's going to see if he can raise a garage. They might be able to help.
Well, on Jubilee Day, it'd take hours to find anybody.
Perhaps we could walk into town. If we set off now...
I have no intention of striding through the streets like this. Out of the question.
Mrs. Walker, shall I open up?
Now, that's the best suggestion I've heard yet. Here, I can murder a pint.
Oh, yeah, you deserve one, Chuck, all the hard work you've put in.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I can hear a band. The parade must have started.
Right, well, that puts the lid on it. We'll never make it now, anyway.
You've made a right muck of this. Here, get me down off this lorry before it turns into a pumpkin.
All right, Britannia. Sees you're not ruling the waves, how about pulling us a pint?
Hang on, will I part my trident? You're nothing but moan all the time.
What would you like, Mrs. Howard? I'm going to treat you.
Why?
Just so that you know that I'm generous as well as good-looking.
If you get on a lorry, then you get off lorry, and then no happens. I haven't been mucked about like this since I was at Derby.
Oh, well, nobody can blame the Ogdens this time like they're fond of doing when anything goes wrong round here. I just hope them what's responsible feel ashamed of themselves, that's all. They say pride goes before a fall, don't they?
It's no good. I've tried every garage there is round here. There's nobody can promise nothing.
Well, I think it's disgraceful. Just because it's a public holiday, everybody thinks they can take the day off.
Well, I thought that was what public holidays were for, Mrs. Walker.
The wheels have to keep turning. Civilization must go on. For goodness sake, the protest there'd be if the licensed trade put up its shutters for the day.
Oh, you're quite right there, Mrs. Walker. No, I think they've got the right idea down the cemetery, you know. When they go on holiday, they leave a skeleton staff on.
I think that remark is in the worst possible taste and totally unfunny. But it's obvious that nobody else cares that we've let everybody down.
Oh, yes, they do. Some people are very upset. Some people think that them whose fault it is what we're in this mess ought to have the decency to apologise.
Mrs. Ogden, you seem to be insinuating that somehow it's my fault we're not taking part in the parade.
I don't have to insinuate anything. I mean, everybody knows it were you what asked the brewery to lend us a lorry. You should have asked them for a good one instead of a dud.
Well, Hilda, you've finally done it. Left Annie Walker speechless.
Now, you could say, really, was there?
Large scotch.
Sorry, I don't happen to be working at the moment. I only came behind this bar to serve a few friends who also happen to have some manners.
Large Scotch, you say, Squire?
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd be here. I thought you'd be in the smoke, whooping it up with your chummies.
Not in the mood, mate.
Hello, Britannia.
Oh, get you.
Not bad, eh?
Oh, wonderful. Always assuming you want to look like the backside of an old penny.
Charming, and to think I've come in here with charity in my bosom.
Oh, that's what it is. Do you know I always use cotton wool myself?
Of course you do, dear. Now, come on, Reenie, get that shop shut. It's Jubilee Day, and we're going to have a few laughs.
I can't shut shop. People are expecting me to be open.
See? If folk haven't managed to buy enough to last them till tomorrow, then they deserve to starve. We're going down to the park and having a bit of fun.
Well, I suppose I'll come close for once.
There's no suppose about it. Get your best knickers on. We're going where the action is.
Oh, just call me before I shop.
Not shopping, I'm socialising. Thought I'd run you down to the park.
No, thanks. I'm going with Reenie.
Well, I'll take you both then.
Oh, good, I'm
We
not
don't want to put you to any trouble.
No trouble, I promise you.
Happen not, but it might be to me.
Suit yourself then. Give us a bottle of scotch, will you? So.
Hitting the bottle a bit lately, don't you think?
I haven't bothered to notice.
Is there something wrong, Ernest?
No,
Only you seem a bit dubious about your potatoes.
no, I just think they didn't have them in those days, did they? Potatoes in Elizabeth's time.
Oh, yes, I did know that, Ernest. I remember learning that at school. Sir Walter Raleigh brought them back from America, didn't he, along with tobacco?
Yeah, that makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, how did somebody like Stan Ogden get on in those days? I mean, he spent half his time eating chips, the other half dragging on a cigarette.
Oh, I don't suppose people felt deprived, Ernest. After all, not having had those things, they wouldn't know they were missing anything.
How did they manage, Emily? No chips, no mash, no new potatoes with butter and a bit of mint. No roast potatoes for the Sunday lunch. Poor devils.
Well, I think you're worrying too much about it, Ernest. It was supposed to be Merry England, after all.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your dinner.
Oh, it's all right. Ernest was interrupting himself. We thought we'd have an early lunch. I mean, what with the parade having to pass by without us, well, we felt rather at a loose end.
Yeah, I think most of them do. In fact, most of them are in the Rovers. Hard at it already.
Well, I'm afraid there'll be a lot of drunkenness all over the country before the day is out. I wonder if the Queen worries about it.
I hardly think so, Emily. I mean, I know it's her Jubilee, but she's not to blame for what people make of it.
Anyway, look, the reason I popped in, you remember me asking you if you'd have Tracy while we went down to London for the weekend? Yeah. Well, we won't be needing you to look after her now.
Oh, and we were so looking forward to having her.
You're not going to London?
Well, it's just that Deirdre doesn't want to be parted from her. You know how it is.
Well, we're not exactly without experience with children, you know, Ray. I mean, we've had those foster children, and Emily's very dependable.
Oh, I know. It's not that. It's just that, well, she thinks she might miss her too much, you know. Anyway, thanks all the same.
Oh, OK. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Shut it. Oh, you will.
Hey, come on, let's have your... I know you're afraid what you want. I'll be round at your house, don't worry. Come on.
You sweep that stuff away one of these days, Hilda. Oh, well, at least your part of the pavement's not in no danger of that. Let me tell you something. Half the rubbish on this side belongs to your Stan. Look, your Stan's dog ends. Every night when he comes home, fag ends on my side. Oh, that's right. Go on, blame it on the Ogdens, same as everything else. And why not? It was him that put the muckers on that lorry this morning. Now, you can't blame Stan for that. Definitely not.
What's up, Hilda?
I'm just saying, he took a great deal of trouble over that lorry, did Stan. Got no thanks for it and no pay neither. He even got up in the night to shift it. Parked it dead careful and even had the sense to leave the lights on. I suppose if he hadn't done, folk would have gone blundering into it and blamed him for that and all.
What was that you just said?
Eh? That bit about leaving the lights on all night. Well, he did do, and you can't say different because I seen him. Oh, he thinks of everything, does Stan.
Well, no wonder the flaming lorry wouldn't start then. No wonder the battery was flat if he left the flaming lights on all night. He wants shooting, does your Stanley. He's responsible for this disaster.
I just thought I'd drop in and see how you were feeling, Mrs. Walker. I know you were disappointed this morning.
Rather more than a disappointment, Ken.
It's a shame, isn't it, after all the trouble we've gone to?
Of course. Not all of them went to enough trouble. That's the crux of the problem.
Still, I don't suppose our absence in the parade was even noticed.
Sorry. I can't see it in that easygoing, don't-care attitude. I'm surprised to hear it from you. That's one of the things that's wrong with the country today. And when things went wrong, people just accepted it, drifted away. Wow.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a great deal we could do in the circumstances.
Oh, Ken. There's been such a national decline since the days of the Queen Elizabeth. Where would we be today if the Armada suddenly came sailing up the Channel?
Well, I haven't really thought about it.
Taking the day off, I suppose.
So we were pretty relaxed even in those days, weren't we? I mean, Sir Francis did finish off his game of bowls.
There's a difference between being relaxed and being flat out, which is what we are today. Nobody tries hard enough anymore. And when things go wrong, nobody seems to care anymore.
I don't think what happened this morning was quite as symbolic as that, Mrs. Walker. I think a bit of bad luck, really. Well, if you want to put the blame anywhere, I suppose we could say the brewery ought to maintain their wagons a bit better.
I see. So, you share Hilda Ogden's viewpoint, do you?
Well, what viewpoint is that?
Well, she thinks it's all my fault because I'm the one who asked the brewery to lend us a lorry, and you agree?
Oh, no, not at all. No, I didn't mean that.
Sorry about bursting in, Annie, but you ought to hear this. Hello, Ken. You'll want to hear this as well. It's about the lorry.
I suppose you think I'm to blame as well?
No, I've just found out why the battery was flat. Stan Ogden left the lights on all night.
Are you sure?
I'm damn sure. Sorry, Annie. No, Hilda's just let it drop. Apparently a bobby came across and asked him to move the lorry across the road last thing last night, and he left the lights on.
And that woman had the nerve to blame me.
Oh, well, that's human error, I suppose, Mrs. Walker.
Error, certainly, but whether human or not is open to doubt. Where is Stan Ogden now?
I tell you, it was a waste of time and effort getting dressed up like this.
What trouble have you gone to? You got my jacket on, your old hiking gear, and you haven't had a wash, that's all.
Oh, you cheeky beggar. Hey, tell me something. You're supposed to be a caveman. What's that got to do with Britain's heritage?
We used to live in caves, didn't we?
Yeah, but some folk don't still live there.
I don't know where everybody's so now if we got a lorry, it wouldn't start. It's better this way.
How do you make that out?
Well, I'd have been driving, wouldn't I? And I couldn't have had a drink driving you lot. No good for me, that.
You've let us all down, Stanley.
Why didn't you tell us about it first thing this morning? Then we might have been able to do something about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You left the lights on the lorry all night.
Who said?
Your Hilda said that, Sue.
And what does she know about it?
Well, she knows when she sees lights on.
Hey, I nearly did myself a mischief this morning, even in straining at that flipping lorry. You want locking up, Hoggy?
You've ruined our Jubilee Day, mate. That's what you've done.
You can't condemn a man for that.
You know, in First World War, you'd have been court-martialed for that. You would, court-martialed.
Hey, why don't we have a court-martial? Kangaroo court, they call it, in the pool.
I won't waste my breath on you.
How about it, Stan? Have you got the guts to answer the charge? Of course I have. I want legal aid. Legal aid? I thought you said lemonade.
None of them really care, of course. Just welcome the chance to indulge in drunken horseplay.
Listen, I've got an idea.
No. On top of Jubilee Day being ruined, my car battery is completely useless.
Yeah, well, it was unfortunate about that. You know, you look tremendous in that outfit. You know, they really ought to have a chance to see you in the park.
Too late, love. The day's been ruined.
No, it's not. I've got my car outside. Now, I insist on taking you down there myself. I shall be your escort. Now, come on, Your Majesty. I insist.
Hey, look, Tracy. There's the Queen.
Well, you know what Deirdre's like. She won't let nobody look after the kid, except you. Says you're the only one she can trust, like. Well, she's looking a bit peaky, that's all. Well, still, that's the way it goes, isn't it? I mean, if we can't go, we can't go. You what, mother-in-law? Hey, what a good idea.
Right, Stanley Ogden. You know what you're accused of? What do you say?
You've got to ask him how he pleads first.
Thirsty. I want a pint before it starts. Objection.
Why?
Because I'm the one that'll have to go and pull it.
Well, objection overruled. Go and get him a pint. And while you're at it, I'll have a rum.
May I compliment Your Honour on a very sound ruling and submit that while he's there, I wouldn't mind partaking of the same?
Well, that's hard luck on you, isn't it?
Thank you, Your Honour, for nothing.
Hey, you've got it at fingertips, haven't you? This legal stuff.
Don't worry, Stan. Your defence couldn't be in better hands. If the worst comes to the worst, I'll plead guilty but insane.
Hey?
Fellas, give them a day off and extended licensing hours like a bunch of little lads.
Well, keeps them off the street, doesn't it? Mind you, I reckon if they weren't in such a good humour, this could turn into a lynching party.
Stan Ogden dangling from a lamppost, you mean?
Oh, hardly that. More like tar and feathers. He seems to be enjoying himself.
But of course he is. Now, Stan Ogden likes better than me, the centre of attention. Nothing any chap likes better.
Very true.
Aye, Your Honour. Come on, let's get on with it.
Right, well, order in court.
I thought you'd never ask, Your Honour. I'll have a pint, please.
Get on with it.
Right, now then. Are you Stanley Ogden of 13 Coronation Street?
Of course I am.
Now then, were you on Jubilee Day put in charge of the transport arrangements to wit one lorry?
They begged me to drive it because I was the only one got a heavy goods licence.
Exactly. Now then, did you demand payment for driving the said lorry?
Well, when I mentioned it.
Thank you. And was this demand turned down with cries of derision?
Aye.
But why did you want paying?
Well, compensation, you know. I mean, I couldn't drink and drive. It's only fair.
I submit, Your Honour, that here we have the motive for this man's crime. It is obvious to everyone that he is a slave of the demon drink.
Objection, Your Honour. My learned friend here is calling my client a drunkard.
Tell him, Eddie.
He is not a drunkard. I admit he helps them out when they're busy, but he is not a drunkard.
Objection overruled.
Thank you, Your Honour. Now then, knowing that if he was driving he couldn't or shouldn't be drinking, he deliberately made sure that he wouldn't be driving. He let the battery of the lorry go flat.
I never did.
Mrs. Howard, will you please tell the court what Mrs. Hilda Ogden, the wife of the accused, said to you?
She said that Stan left the lights on all night. She saw he left them on all night when he went out to shift the lorry later that evening.
Objection, Your Honour. That is what we in the trade call hearsay evidence, and you can't allow it.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, no, you can't.
Who's the flipping judge here?
You couldn't judge a crumpet in the cake shop.
I heard that, and I shall remember it when I'm passing sentence.
By heck, Albert Tatlock. It's a good job you're not a proper judge. You're bad-tempered enough, but that's about all.
Oh, Stan, your dinner's ready. What's going on here? Your Stan's on trial for ruining our Jubilee parade.
And you're just the witness that we want. Now then, are you Hilda Ogden of 13 Coronation Street?
No, your great title, I'm Princess Grace of Manhattan.
Objection, Your Honour. A wife cannot be made to give evidence against her husband.
You're quite right. Shove off.
Oh, you what? Look, I'm having my £2 the same as anybody else. I'm giving evidence whether you like it or not. Don't you worry, Chuck, I'll sort this lot out.
Now listen, did he or did he not leave them lights on all night?
No comment.
Did you or did you not tell Elsie Howard and Alf Roberts that he left her, Mum?
No comment.
I want yes or no.
Well, you're not getting it. A wife can't be made to give evidence against her husband, so I'm not doing it.
With all due respect, Your Honour, I think I can wrap these proceedings up in a couple of minutes. Now, my client is a man more sinned against than sinning. He should not be on trial today. It's society that should be on trial.
Tell him, Eddie, tell him.
My client is a man of little education and even less sense. You cannot hold him responsible for his actions. He hasn't had the advantages. That's why he's ticked.
Hang on.
If you punish my client, you might just as well punish two short planks.
You're supposed to be on my side.
Have a verdict, and then prosecuting counsel can get back behind the bar where he belongs and serve some drinks to us as his supping now.
Right. Well, the verdict is guilty.
Oh, that's right. When in doubt, blame the Ogdens.
Thank you, Your Honour.
And the court gives you a choice, Stan Ogden. You can take your pick. You can either be hung, drawn and quartered, or seeing as how it's your turn any road, you can buy a round of drinks.
So that's like.
Hello, love. You have a nice walk. Listen, I've got a bit of news for you. We're going to London after all.
Oh, Ray, don't start all that again. I'm not leaving her with the bishops, and that's final.
Your mum's coming up. She's getting the Friday afternoon off, and she's stopping the weekend while we buzz off down London.
Are you kidding me?
Of course I'm not. I've just been on the phone to her now.
Oh, that's great. How did you manage it?
Oh, dead easy. She didn't mind at all. You know she likes messing about with Tracy.
Oh, you see, you might argue with her, but she does have her uses.
You said you were going to buy a drink. That's what you said.
I'm going to get him in.
I know, but when? That was 2 hours since.
Well, I'm waiting for it to thin down a bit.
If it thins out much more, there'll be none but you here. Put your hand in your pocket.
All right, Fred, get him in.
About time too. Right, leave it up to me. I know what everybody's having.
Hello, have you been out to the park? Was it busy? Was it good?
No, you couldn't move. Smashing costumes,
good,
no?
was it? How did you get on, Mrs. Walker? Did you win a prize?
The standard of judging was abysmal.
Oh.
Ask me how I went on.
All right, then how did you went on?
Highly commended.
Oh, well done, well done. Very good.
Well, if you got a prize, I reckon I should get one.
Oh, I don't know about that, Mr. Tatlock. Granted, you look like him, but he's not very popular, is he?
Well, Sherpa Tenzin, of course, he's very popular.
Sherpa Tenzin? I thought you were General Armeen.
No, but what they'll make you think that?
Because you look like him, that's why.
Fred, I put you in my general engine.
All the time, Albert, all the time. Right, folks, here we are. These drinks are with Mr. Stanley Ogden's compliments.
I don't want him on around, you know.
All the pubs stand, that was the bet. He's doing this for letting the battery go down.
Quite right and all.
Very generous gesture, Mr. Ogden.
I'm a very generous man.
It's the least you could do.
Come on, one tick, Mrs. Walker. I'm skint. You know how it is.
Give us a pint, mate.
Are you sure you want one, pal?
Certainly am. Give us a pint.
Look, pal, I don't want to be funny, but don't you think you've had enough?
Well, I haven't. You're right, pal. I have had enough.
You have got problems.
What's that?
That lorry is still blocking the gates of the factory. You'll have to start thinking about getting it shifted.
Don't worry about it.
You'll have to get it shifted. We've got a delivery of materials coming tomorrow morning.
No, there isn't.
There is a delivery tomorrow morning.
It's cancelled. Forget it. Don't keep going on about it. The way things are going, we'll be on a 3-day week anyway. There isn't a business around, love. Not anymore.
Hey, Tracy, I'm booing you.
Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm going to London today. Are you coming with me? You're going to sit there all day?
Ah, there's no worry.
Oh, yes, there is. I've got about 98 things to do before my mother gets here. So get off your backside, get washed up, and then get packed up. That's if you're taking anything.
No, I'm not taking much. You know, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, there's Tracy wins the prize for best-looking baby in Weatherfield.
Which she is, bar none. Aren't you, Chuck?
Yeah, and then we get to go to London for a free weekend in the best hotel, and what does she get out of it? She gets stuck in this place a weekend with Blanche. I mean, there's no justice.
Look, before you get yourself in any more trouble, just answer me this. Who else but my man will come bombing down here just for the pleasure of a weekend's babysitting? And since you're going to pick her up at the station, do you think it might be a nice idea if you went and had a shave?
Number one, she's not due for 3 hours yet, I hope. Number two, I haven't finished my tea yet. What are you doing?
Number three, that tea has been brewed for over an hour and it's stone cold. On your feet, kiddo.
You know what, Tracy? That's the trouble with your mum. She ain't got no sense of humour, you know. You want to let her be a lesson to you. A laugh a day keeps the doctor away.
Money, is that the trouble?
Is there any other sort?
Well, if you've got a couple of hours, I'll enlighten you, love. Look, tell us what it is. Let's get it on with and let's get back to work.
I don't want to go through it all twice. Wait till Ernie gets in. Are they all right out there?
Will you start worrying about them and think about me a bit? I'm sick to death of telling them everything's fine when it thundering well isn't.
Sticks out a mile. Of course there's something wrong.
You're only guessing, have you? I mean, you don't know.
Then why couldn't you look me in the eye then this morning?
Who's that, Ivy?
Him. I met him coming out at cabin. He pretended he hadn't seen me.
That's not like Mr. Baldwin.
Exactly.
Oh, flaming rotten thing, honestly. It's that rotten Hilda Ogden again.
Sure you've not got your thread twisted?
Oh, do you know if I catch her touching this machine just once more, I'll scrag her screwy neck round.
Oh. What do you think could be wrong?
How do I know? I'm not a mechanic.
With Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, Emma, I don't know. Do you know he's been a right misery ever since they had that bust-up with what's her name, Erdent Rovers? Chances are he's second out on us.
Now, there's more to it than that.
Oh, just 'cause he didn't smile at you this morning.
Look, if it's all ducky round here like you think, Vera, doesn't it worry you that them three are stood in there looking as if it's end of world?
But he must have seen this coming months ago.
Seen what coming?
Well, there's this slump in denim.
It's not a slump, Ernie.
Well, if it's not a slump, what are you two studying gassing about 3-day weeks and redundancies for?
I'm not talking about a slump or redundancies. I'm talking about denim taking off in a new direction. Trouble is, everyone's waiting to see what the other fella's doing, so nobody's buying.
Well, that could take months and months.
Right. Before you start bleating, remember who's got the most to lose. I've got yards of expensive denim laying out there, useless. Capital all tied up. Costs are going through the roof.
Yeah, well, you're not just going to lie down and let it happen, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm going to hang on and see how long this dead patch takes to work itself through. And if either of you know how long that'll be, you tell me.
Well, what do you want us to do?
Well, you can start by cutting your costs right across the board. Save it wherever you can. I don't care if it's 0.001 or 1 penny, you save it.
Right, will do.
Well, you said there were no redundancies, for which I am choking with gratitude, but what about the 3-day week?
Well, it won't be because I want it. But until it happens,
If it happens.
All right, if or until it happens, not a word out of you two outside this office. Complete stum, do you understand? And it's not to protect their feelings. I've got to protect the reputation of this firm. If I don't, we're finished.
Right, I can't stand any more of this. What is it? What's wrong? You holding a prayer meeting on your own over here like you've been doing all morning.
Not what you're on about.
Oh, come on, Betty, love. You're a fun person, do you know that? And when a fun person isn't having fun anymore, it shows, like a camel in a sandpit. So come on, tell your Auntie Bet.
I'm very worried if you must know.
What about?
Well, Bet,
Yeah.
you don't think it's worth us having another go at Mrs. Walker, do you? You know, for a rise.
No, I don't.
No, I didn't think so either.
Look, Betty, as often as us peasants can think of good enough reasons for asking her for more brass, Her Majesty can find even better ones for saying no, so let's forget it, eh?
I suppose you're right.
Look, you don't hold a flipping arrow like that. You hold it like that.
I am holding it like that.
Are you, Eckers, like?
Well, what do you want me to do with it?
Come here, come here, come here. All you do is just throw it against there like that. One quick movement, that's all. Not like a big girl.
I am a big girl.
Now, follow this. Watch this now.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you play darts, is it? You aim to miss? Well, why didn't you say? Oh, now, mustn't lose our temper. It's only a rotten game of darts.
All the trouble and expense you went to and then the float was restart. Talk about all dressed up and nowhere to go. I suppose you could say the same thing about me.
Yes, but then you didn't go down with the vapours, did you, Mrs. Sharp?
Oh, that'll be the day.
Will you have another?
Thank you very much.
I can have nuts out, please, and half a bit.
Well, you needn't. I can always find someone else to show me how to play darts, more charming and better tempered than you, like Ken, for instance.
No, thank you, Rita, no, thank you. I might just about do something with darts if they were the size of harpoons.
She'd miss the board altogether, then.
Oh, hark who's talking. You're no flaming William Tell me.
Do you fancy another?
No, thanks, no. I got a bit of a job to do here. There are times when work is not exactly a pleasure. Ta-da.
Was it something I said?
Oh, take no notice. He had a job on, a good one and all, and it got cancelled at last minute, so he's sick as a pig about it. No explanation, nothing.
Typical. Can you wonder any day now we're all in Carey Street?
So you're stuck for a few bob. It may be a new experience for you.
It is.
It's a way of life for me.
Then there's my gas bill.
Ah, well, I won't lose no sleep over that.
Listen, lovey, it's that big. I'll never pay it.
Big at this time of year?
Well, yeah, nearly 3 times what it should be.
Well, it'll be the computers what have got it wrong.
No, look, no, I've checked. No, they're right. There was a time, you know, I mean, we could easy pay me way with me widow's pension and Cyril's police pension on top and me wages here.
Such as they are.
It goes nowhere, does it? Oh, Bet. Way I'm in trouble, love.
You don't think it's just a little too bright, Len? Oh, dear, I'm beginning to have second thoughts about the colour.
Yeah, it's dead right, is that, love?
Do you think so, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the expert.
Look, I'm expecting a phone call round the yard, love. There's nobody there to take it.
Well, you will start the bathroom today, won't you, Len? If you don't, I'm certain I shall have second thoughts about the
Of
colour.
course I will.
It's all right, love, I'm not staying. Not staying. How's it going, Len?
Well, I'm just off, actually. I'll be round this afternoon to get cracking, eh?
Mike wants to see some figures I've been playing with.
Oh.
How are things round the factory, Annie?
Splendid.
Oh.
Well, you know, up and down. Why do you ask?
Well, it's just that I had a job to do over there this morning.
Oh, the new toilet.
Yeah. Only I got there bright and early, ready to go, and Baldwin just said that he'd knocked it in the head. No explanation, he just changed his mind, he said.
Well, that's not like Mr. Baldwin, Ernest.
Have you any idea why, Annie?
No, it's not my department, Len. Sorry.
So am I. Still, I got plenty to keep me going now that I'm on my top.
Where's Ray? He's not ill, is he?
He's off to London, isn't he? On that trip that young Tracy won for him.
Goodbye, Len.
I knew they were somewhere.
So they're going to London after all, Deirdre and Ray.
Well, do you blame them? Free trip.
They must be taking Tracy with them. Can't say I approve.
That's
In
right.
dragging a tiny baby like that round London. They'd been far better leaving her with us.
They would. Never mind, though, it's not our business. I'll see you later, love. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Oh, you'll be all right. You'll have a smashing time with your granny to look after you. You can think about your mum and dad rubbing shoulders with the Queen. Hey, and if you're a very good girl, I might bring you the Crown Jewels back for a present.
Hello, love.
Now then, there she is. How's my princess? I didn't expect you for another 20 minutes.
Hey, and I didn't expect Sir Galahad here to come and pick me up either.
Hey, Deirdre, what time are we eating, love?
No, she knows me.
What time are we eating?
When I'm ready, when else?
All right, well, I've got time for a quick one down the road.
No, you haven't. You can stop here and give me an hand.
Hey, I'll go round if you like. Say hello to everybody and bring a bottle back with me.
You sit down. I've not had a chance to see you yet. Hey, go and get that corned beef and salad I've got ready and make yourself useful for a change.
Why is it whenever she comes, you always start chucking your weight about? You think you're safe when she's here, don't you?
She is.
Yeah, who's arguing? When's your next fight with Mick McManus, mother-in-law?
It doesn't alter, does it?
Well, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But I mean, it's you, isn't it? How do you feel?
Me?
Oh, now, come on, let's have it. How are you?
I'm all right.
Now, look, Deirdre, no messing. How are you?
Well, there's nothing wrong with me. I've got my figure back, near as damn it, which is all he's bothered about. No, I'm fine.
Oh, I see. Only I just got the idea that you wasn't feeling quite fit.
Oh, who gave you that idea? OK, boy wonder, out with it.
What are you on about?
You tell me.
Oh, I'll tell you, love. He phoned me up to say how desperate you were for a rest. How worn out you were.
Me? Worn out?
Yeah, that's what he said on the phone.
So she is. A break. Do her good.
Just tell me one thing. Instead of telling me a pack of lies on the phone, why didn't you come straight out and tell me you wanted to come up and babysit for you, getting me worried sick about her?
Luke, from the day that kid was born, she hasn't stopped grafting. Are you trying to tell me she doesn't need a break?
Well, no.
Well, what you're on about? And if I had asked you to come up all the way from London just to babysit, what would you have said? Ah, that's just what I would have said. And then she wouldn't have gone to London, because you're the only one she will trust to look after Tracy. Now, can we have some dinner?
You sit down, Mum. Here, I'll take it.
We're not daft, you know, Elsa. A blind man in a colo could see something so.
Well, he can see more than I can. Now stop nattering and get back to the machines.
It's his tea break, Elsie.
Not for another 30 minutes, it's not. Don't try and con me, Florrie. You haven't got the brains for it. Now shift and get back to work. All of you, come on.
Oh, she can be right nasty when she tries, can't she?
She don't have to try.
Hey, do you think she knows more than she's letting on, Ivy?
Of course she does. And I'll prove it and all. Stand back and watch an expert. Hey, Ernie.
Yes, Ivy.
Look, I know that you're rushed off your feet,
Yeah.
Ernie, love, but, you know, on behalf of all us girls, I just wanted to say how sorry we are to hear bad news.
Oh. Bad news? What bad
I mean,
news?
it's going to hit you, isn't it? Just as hard as us.
Oh, you've heard then, have you?
As a matter
Oh,
of
dear.
fact, Mr. Bishop. Just a minute, Florrie. Well, we get to know most things in here, you know, Ernie, sooner or later.
Well, that's it, Ivy, isn't it? I mean, if you know, you know. And you're absolutely right. We shall all suffer if it happens.
If it happens.
Because Mr. Baldwin's doing his best to avoid it.
He is he?
Yeah.
Look, Ernie, what do you think we should do, you know, if it does happen, like?
We'll just have to tighten our belts, won't we? I mean, what else can we do if you have to go on a 3-day week?
Well, well. Did you hear that, girls? They're going to put us on a rotten 3-day week.
All I'm saying is that I seem to be working longer and longer hours every week, and it's not right.
Rubbish.
Well, somebody's got to be on duty here, and you keep taking more and more time for your dinner hour, like today, for example, so all the work keeps falling on me.
Mavis, are you making an official complaint or commenting on life in general?
Well, since you asked...
Because if you're making an official complaint, are you complaining to me as me, or me as the manageress of this establishment, or me as the boss's wife?
Goodness sake, can't you be serious for one single minute?
No, come on, Mavis, let's have it right. I mean, are you complaining to me as me?
Yes, all right then, to you as you.
Oh.
But knowing you, you'll finish up coming the manageress and the boss's wife as well if you think you need to.
Mavis, you haven't got a very high opinion of me, have you?
No.
I didn't think you had. Oh, go on, you were saying. Yeah.
Oh, what's the use?
Oh, Mavis, you're spluttering again. Hi, Betty.
Hi.
Hey, do you splutter when you get mad?
Hey?
Oh, never mind. What can I do for you, love?
Oh, do you think you could find room in your window for that, lovey?
Well, we'll make room. That is if you want it in straight away.
Well, whenever you can manage. It's nothing. It's just a china cabinet. 1 or 2 weeks, do you think?
Well, why not try 10p worth? See how it goes for the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
eh?
All right, love.
You see, not a lot of people round here know what a china cabinet
No.
is. Well, they wouldn't, would they? Eating off floor with their fingers.
See ya.
See ya. Hey, we're Betty in a funny mood, or am I imagining it? Mavis. Are you there, Mavis?
Look, Rita, I've made my mind up.
Oh, that's nice.
And if things don't improve, then I'm going to speak to Mr. Fairclough myself.
Oh, we're back to that, are we?
Yes, we are.
Well, go on. You try it. I mean, you can't win them all and you can't lose them all, can you? Maybe you're the exception that proves the rule, though. Tell you what, I'll make you a cup of tea.
Come on, you put it in then.
Yeah, for what good it'll do.
Well, your troubles are over then, because there's always a market for good furniture. And if they don't sell it and you can't pay your gas bill, now they can only cut you off, can't they?
Oh, thanks. I'm feeling better every minute.
I think there's trouble across at factory.
Well, what makes you think that?
Well, Ivy's got a shop steward look on, you can always tell. I won't go so far as say I hope roof falls in on Lord Baldwin's head, but you never know your luck, do you?
No.
If Baldy hoped you were going to surprise us with a 3-day week, he's got another think coming.
He should have told us, Ivy. I mean, it's not right, that.
Of course it's not right. Anyway, we'll get our kick in first now.
Ow.
Well, for starters, we can catch him on hot with a go slow. I know for a fact that he wants that order that we're doing now finishing this week.
Well, you're full of merry quips and little jokes today, Ernest.
Oh, I'm all right.
Good.
Oh, well, I suppose it'll all come out right in the end.
No doubt. Meanwhile, would a strong drink help?
Oh, no. Yeah, you can get me another lemonade if you like.
Whatever you say. Betty.
Yes.
Lemonade.
Hey, look what the wind's blowing.
Oh, nice to see you, love.
Nice to see you.
How long are you here for, love?
Right now, 2 minutes. 1 large light ale to take out, please, Bet.
Coming up, darling.
Actually, I'm here for a couple of days, Mrs. Sharples, looking after Tracy, while them 2 spendthrifts are off to London.
Oh, they've decided to go after all that.
Oh, aye, they're off this morning.
Oh, well, the change will do them good.
Well, I hope so.
Excuse me, Ken, something's just come up.
Yeah, okay. Right. Hey, but Ernest, what about your lemonade? What's biting Ernest today?
Trouble at Mill, I think.
Hello, love. Back again.
Yeah.
Lunch won't be long. It's chicken pie.
So?
You like chicken pie, usually.
Yeah, sorry, Love. Yes, I do. I really do. But I'm just not hungry, that's all. I'll do my best, though.
Is there something wrong at work, Ernest?
Yes.
What?
We're a bit short of weft, as they say, a little short of work.
Things will pick up, won't they? The rag trade does tend to be a little mercurial, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, then, you go and wash your hands. The chicken pie's lovely, though I do say it myself.
Right. Actually, that's not all. I mean, there's something else apart from work.
Oh?
There's one thing I hate more than anything else is being told a whole lot of downright barefaced lies.
Lies? Well, who's been telling you lies?
Well, Ray and Deirdre. They're not taking Tracy to London with them at all. She's staying here. And guess who's come all the way from Warwickshire to look after her?
Blanche. I don't believe
I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't heard it from her own lips 2 minutes ago in the Rovers. But why give us all this rubbish about Deirdre refusing to go without Tracy? I just don't understand it.
Oh, I understand, Ernest. It's all too obvious.
Not to me, it isn't.
I don't think there's ever been any question in Deirdre's mind of taking Tracy to London with them. I think it was just a question of finding somebody she could trust to leave her with.
Ray asked us to take her. That's definite, love.
Ray must trust us. But Deirdre clearly thinks that we're not fit to have her. I may not have had children of my own, but I'm perfectly capable of...
We don't know that's the reason, love.
Don't we?
Well, what can I say?
Oh, there's nothing to say. Nothing. Please sit down. Now, what about you, Ernest?
Me?
Well, just how serious are things at work?
Well, actually, I'm rather more worried about a little brick I might have dropped.
Any more than I'm trying to do. Shut up, will you? Shut up!
Are we on a 3-day week, or aren't we, Elsa?
Oh, if you'll shut up a minute, I'll...
We want to know,
Will you
Elsie.
shut up a minute and I'll try and tell you the way you got the story from, I really don't know.
Well, what you mean is that you don't know get game away.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about, but the reason you didn't hear about the 3-day week was because with a bit of luck it will not happen.
And some might not appear tomorrow morning.
All this time he's been calling it in, lifting off our backs, and now he wants to cut us money. I tell him he'll have a strike on his hands, see what he says about that.
Yeah, see how he likes
Look,
that.
I told you, it may not happen yet. Oh, well,
Oh, hey up. Here comes little ray of sunshine himself. Ask him if he thinks it's going to happen.
Ernest, I want a word with you.
Oh, now look, shut up. I don't know where you've got it.
Well, I didn't tell them about the 3-day week, nor did Elsie. That leaves you, Ernest.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid...
Yeah. All right, let's hear it.
Well, I just thought, you know, from the way they were talking...
Yeah?
Well, I somehow thought they knew already.
You got conned, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry.
I told you this morning how things were, didn't I? You know the firm's in trouble. I made it crystal clear if anyone said anything wrong, did anything wrong, it could push us right over the edge.
I'm not making any excuses.
I'm glad to hear it, because there isn't one.
Are you sure you've got everything?
Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah, I think so. I'm bound to have forgotten something, you can be sure of that. Oh, are you sure you can manage?
I managed you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right. Now, are you coming? Are you going to stop here and chat about old times?
Look, we'll phone you morning and night.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we'll phone as soon as we get there, OK?
You do that.
Deirdre.
Yeah, right. Listen, there's some clean nappies in the bottom of the wardrobe in case you get behind with the washing, all right?
I'll not.
Yeah, all right. See you.
Have you got any last-minute instructions?
Well, there is one thing. She likes you to talk to her when you're feeding her. And don't let her go to sleep with a bib on, eh? Oh, and one other thing. When you're bathing her, you have to watch it, because she likes to drink the water.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked. Go on, get going before me and Tracy go instead.
Right. Hello.
Bye-bye, love. You be a good girl for your grandma.
She'll be all right.
Yeah, of course she will.
Ta-ra, sweetheart. Ta-ta, love. I know your grandma looks like she eats babies, but she doesn't really.
You'll be going to London with a thick ear if you're not careful.
Ta-ra.
Bye, Mum. Bye, Tracy.
Enjoy yourselves. Now we've got place to ourselves, we'll enjoy ourselves.
Right then, that's the way it's going to be. Any questions?
No. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I do. Let's see if we can speed things up a bit in dispatch too, shall we? Tell you one thing before I go between you and me, shall I?
Well, yes, if you want to.
The last few weeks, this firm's just about hit rock bottom. So, there's only one direction we can go.
Up.
We hope.
You anything else to tell us?
Not a thing, girls. Sorry.
I'll bet. You know why we're going on a 3-day week, don't you?
Why?
Because this shift at work down to London, that's why.
Hey, that's not honest, eh?
Too right it's not on.